In a traditional classroom setting, in a face-to-face environment, to use RavelUnravel, I have a couple different suggestions, and I'm going to continue toying with you, so we'll update this as we have different suggestions from different people. It really is going to depend on your classroom. If you're in stadium seating with 200 or 300 students in it, it's an entirely different environment if you're than in a flat classroom with 20 or 30 students. So it really depends, of course, on where you work and what kind of room you're given. If you have any flexibility, I wouldn't shy away from doing it with bigger groups. You're just going to have to do a whole different group management technique. I would first set the groundwork with everybody. So we have everybody on the same page of expectations, how this will be discussed, what will and will not be tolerated, or how people should handle it if something is done that makes them uncomfortable. A question's brought up that makes them, or the right to pass if they're not quite ready. In the classrooms that I use, I typically have a smaller classroom and we're on a flat surface with tables. I prefer to have round tables. That doesn't usually happen, so I break them into small groups, typically between 5 and 6, maybe 5 and 8 as a group size. And I keep them in those same groups throughout the semester. Students have told me that they would prefer to switch groups, but they say that after they already feel safe in their group. So part of that group dynamic practice, this would also be a great skill and a great curriculum to watch group dynamics form. But once they form and they kind of storm and make those ground rules, people are willing to then explore and say things that if they were moving around they wouldn't. At least that's what I found and I believe. So once I set up those small groups stay for better or for worse through the rest of the semester because it allows them to build those relationships necessary for good, honest communication. So we do some of the activities. We set the stage work together as a big group. We rediscuss how we are going to discuss and disagree and practice those skills, and that's part of our goal with this interaction. And then we break into the small groups, and I have designated activities or questions that they can do in that small group. And then if we, depending on time in the classroom, we either do it all there or we set that groundwork in the classroom, and then we finish up with some postings online in more of a hybrid format.